Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Epps to be criminally charged for events on January 6th.
That's a big one.
His attorney says. Yeah, this is a big one.
Why did it take this long?
Because he's suing Fox News. I think he just announced.
That's the next bit of news. But the revelation was made in a lawsuit that Epps filed against Fox News on Wednesday that accused the network and former host Tucker Carlson of defaming him. So it is because of this lawsuit that he is. It is because of the lawsuit we know he's been criminally charged. I suppose the argument they're making is that he's being charged because of them or something. I don't know.
Dude, here's the thing. Let's just say. Okay.
Wow. Epps is being prosecuted.
We'll play make believe for a moment. We'll say, you know what? This is just some guy who went there. He wasn't working with any kind of federal agency, and he hasn't been protected by his status as someone who worked with them. Even if we want to say that's the case, good. This guy should be charged. You're whispering. You're instigating the day before, telling people that they have to go into the Capitol. Everyone starts calling you a Fed. You're still doing it, going around and instigating. You're whispering in the ear of the first person to break a barrier down before they break the barrier down. Why did it take so long for this guy to be arrested? All right.
Epps' lawyer blamed Carlson for the potential forthcoming charges. Take a look at that.
No, it wasn't your client.
Hold, stop. Thank you, Tucker Carlson.
It wasn't like, it was Tucker Carlson's fault. Tucker Carlson was actually whispering in Ray Epps' ear before Ray Epps whispered in everyone else's ear to start breaking the barriers down.
You know what? Tucker is still going to destroy Fox News, even not being there, because if this, if he wins, if Epps, has a case here against them, then
shout out to Tucker. Tim's shouting out Tucker right now as we speak.
I'm OCD about typos.
No, I mean, this is very real. I've spoken about Ray Epps a bit in the past. We've had some conversations about him and about January 6th and just how interesting it is that he was so clearly involved in instigating and yet he never got in any trouble. Yes. And so, look, him being charged is a win-win regardless. When you look at how many people were rotting away in prison in solitary confinement, were having their rights violated for doing things like entering the building, just a fraction of him. When you look what happened to Brandon Straka, they claimed he was outside of the Capitol, and they claim that they heard him saying that people should go in or something along those lines. And there's not even footage of him saying it. They just claim the voice saying it on camera is him. And then he ended up having to plea down to avoid prison time. And this guy was whispering in people's ears, telling them to break barriers down, was telling people on January 5th that they needed to go into the Capitol. And here it is, July of 2023, and he's now being charged. This is ridiculous.
2.5 years later.
Ridiculous.
2.5 years later. And I just love that he's saying he's blaming Carlson for the upcoming charges. I just tweeted, thank you, Tucker Carlson. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
So is that why he's announcing that they're going to sue Fox for Tucker's voice?
Because he just didn't do anything wrong, and then Tucker Carlson just made him look bad for no reasons.
This is really funny. Look at Rolling Stone said. They said, the lawsuit alleges the network, particularly its former host, Tucker Carlson, painted Epps as an undercover federal agent in order to push a conspiracy that the FBI helped orchestrate the riot. In the aftermath of the events of January 6, Fox News searched for a scapegoat to blame other than Donald Trump or the Republican Party. Eventually, they turned on one of their own, telling a fantastical story in which Ray Epps, who was a Trump supporter that participated in the protests on January 6th. I love it.
When they're talking about Ray,
we went from insurrection to riot to protest real fast.
Only when they talk about Ray.
They said he was an undercover agent, was responsible for the mob that broke into the Capitol, and interfered with the peaceful transition of power. The conspiracy theory, blah, 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 Fed. Do they mention here that he's being criminally charged?
They said in May they were notified by that was the other article. It said that in May they were notified.
Rolling Stone said that?
No, it was the article you had up before. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if
they conveniently left that part out.
I don't think Rolling Stone's bringing up that he's blaming Carlson for being criminally charged.
How does that work? If you're criminally charged with something and then you try and sue the person that got the
look at this.
charge?
Look at this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but look, it says Epps has not been arrested for his involvement, and Carlson and others have alleged the Justice Department is protecting him because he's working for the FBI. Yet in the lawsuit, Epps says he's being criminally charged. Recently informed Epps that it plans to prosecute him.
Yeah.
Rolling Stone, fact check your garbage. Unless the Daily Wire's wrong, I really doubt it.
Well, Rolling Stone they've really been batting 100 lately, huh? We saw their article about
That's bad.
About Sound of Freedom.
And did you see their article? There's like a meme, like a screenshot side by side of the article about Sound of Freedom and then their article about Cuties, that Netflix movie?
Yes, that's right. They said it was like a great...
I got to read this. This is Section 94 of the lawsuit. Finally, in May 23, the Department of Justice notified EPPS that it would seek to charge him criminally for the events on January 6, 2021. 2.5 years later, the relentless attacks by Fox and Mr. Carlson and the resulting political pressure likely resulted in the criminal charges. Wow, Tucker Carlson, can I buy you a beer?
Yeah,
you can actually.
As if we're supposed to,
conservative dad's ultra right.
The question is, when they publish these kinds of stories trying to smear Tucker, and EPPS is the person we're supposed to be sympathetic to, who do they think is going to buy that? Like, who in the country is going to go, oh man? Because everyone on the right is going to say either A, this guy's a Fed, or B, he's somebody who got away with it when he shouldn't have, when you look at people rotting in prison over far lesser wrongdoing. And what the left is going to say is, this guy's an insurrectionist. Who do they think this is appealing to? Who's going to shed tears over this guy?
Yeah, right. Like, Tucker Carlson accused him of inciting violence at the Capitol, and now he's going to get charged for it, and Rolling Stone's defending him.
That's amazing.
That's why you know something's up.
What is this?
That's why you know something's up with this guy. Why would one of the insurrectionists be defended by Rolling Stone? By basically everyone in the media who hates Tucker Carlson, everyone who's acknowledged him. Fact checkers have come to his defense and said he did nothing wrong. Come on.
Yeah, they love that guy.
He's on video saying stuff, I believe. Is that correct?
Kind of weird how everybody else involved in J6 is a domestic terrorist, but they love this guy.
The guy who is on camera on January 5th saying, we need to go inside the Capitol. Dude, he says that to a crowd of people, and they start cheering, Fed, 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 Fed.
Wow.
And they start chanting at and pointing at him.
So he was inciting.
Yes, he was inciting. And then lo and behold, the next day, they all do the thing he said that they should do the night before, right after he whispers into somebody's ear and that person breaks down one of the barriers. And it is July of 2023. And we're just getting word that this guy might be charged. And it's because of Tucker Carlson? Are you kidding me?
What's interesting
are you kidding
is
me?
that they announced that they were going to charge him in May, but I haven't heard anything about it until today, which is 2.5 months later. Or 2 months later, I guess.
Tucker is a national treasure. I deeply respect this man.
He stopped an insurrectionist, Tim. He brought an insurrectionist to justice.
He provided evidence about Jake Chansley, I believe his name right.
Jacob Chansley,
dude, yeah. Showing him walking through the halls with a police escort and them even trying to open doors for him. And he also exposed Ray Epps as one of the people inciting the violence and the tearing down of the barricades, telling people to go inside. The thing about this whole January 6th thing is you'll find most people, even Donald Trump himself says there were bad people there, they should be charged, but some of them, many of them weren't. I think everybody agrees the violence, the fighting was bad. Even Trump posted on January 6th, our side believes in law enforcement. The media tried lying about all of it, trying to claim that he was egging people on to go there for violence. Mm-hmm. Tucker Carlson exposes the lies and the manipulations while also criticizing someone who actually incited violence. That is the balanced, honest, and moderate approach to what happened. We don't like the violence on January 6th. We don't like the innocent people being charged. Tucker is effectively calling it out. So effective, it seems, EPPS is actually finally getting charged for being a principal actor in inciting the violence that day.
Isn't that
just crazy?
Remember, when Trump said go over there and march peacefully, he was actually sending out a top secret right-wing dog whistle. I don't know if you know this, but every conservative in the country, every right-winger actually has a chip in our brain. And when right-wing pundits say things that sound totally innocuous, they're actually telling us to do something evil. So Trump activated that magic power, and he said, go over there peacefully and have your voice heard. And of course, what he was really saying is, enter the building and commit acts of violence. Now, Ray Epps, on the other hand, when he was saying, enter the Capitol, what he was actually dog whistling was be peaceful and have your voice heard.
It's a song.
Everyone's getting it backwards.
If you don't know Trumpish and Eppish, you wouldn't know.
It's a song about computer programming. Enter the Capitol just meant like press shift when you're and it was misconstrued. He says, we got to enter the Capitol. No, you misunderstand. It's a song about computer programming.
It was like Rock the Casbah for computer nerds. That's
enter
what
the Capitol.
Smash hit. Yeah.
Enter the, it's just all big misunderstanding, and now he's going to jail.
Now he's going to jail because of Tucker Carlson and his fake news. I mean, seriously, these people, hold on a second. Does anyone in the media think that Tucker Carlson has any influence over who's charged. The only reason he has any say on this or that he's related to this is because he showed actual footage of what the guy was doing to the American people to the point where the media couldn't ignore it. Tucker Carlson can't just fabricate charges against the person and then have that person go to jail. It's ridiculous. What world are they living in? What world do these people live in where Tucker Carlson can falsely accuse you of a crime and you go to jail?
A world where they falsely accuse people of crimes and
they go to jail. But they should know that Tucker doesn't have that ability.
Wouldn't it be great if he did, though, if he had that kind of power? I want Tucker in power.
I don't like you, and I'm going to have you sent to prison.
Actually.
Team Tucker.
No, all I can do is say actually. Seamus is the one who can actually do his voice.
Actually.
No,
I don't think anybody should have the fabricate evidence about you on my television
Just interviewed
program.
Andrew Tate. You guys see it?
I did not see
it. It was okay. I
didn't watch the whole thing.
You went to Romania, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to, I guess.
I watched a decent amount of it, and I think it's really great for people who aren't familiar with Andrew Tate. But for anybody who's watched or listened to Andrew Tate, you're like it's his thing, it's his spiel, it's the advice he gives.
Tucker didn't give too much of himself in the interview. It's mostly just Tate.
I've only seen clips.
I only saw like the first 10 minutes. But regardless of who it is that he's interviewing, I just love how many views his videos, this show of his is getting on Twitter, because I mean, every day more and more you just continue to see that legacy media is irrelevant and is dying, and everybody should celebrate that.
Dude, his Twitter picture is like him in a leather jacket too.
Can we talk
chilling?
Can we talk about
Tucker?
Corporate media?
I know, I love that new picture.
Here, check this story out from Daily Mail. MSNBC's Mika Brzezinski blames 80-year-old Biden staff for making him look old, argues his aides should be making sure he doesn't fall over and should be controlling his schedule.
Oh my God.
Dude, who watches these people and thinks they're like smart critical thinkers?
Oh my God.
No, I think that's actually a really good point.
They're hurting their own argument. Like,
I don't know. I mean, the people who follow it are like, tell me, where to stand and how high to jump.
They said it's a somewhat salient point. Mika's saying, like, we've done stage performances. You don't necessarily know where all the pitfalls are on the stage when you're done. Hopefully someone's going to point to the exit for you. Otherwise, you're looking around like, where's the exit? I just got here. And she's saying that the handlers should like let him know ahead of time. You're going to be walking off over here. There should be people waving him, things like that. But at the same time, she's also kind of admitting that he's 80 and frail, like mentally not stable. Because, like, realistically, you look around really quick. You're the president. You can do whatever you want. You can laugh and joke with people as you're looking around. You can make a display of it. But the guy's so old, and it looks like even like his musculature is having a hard time holding his bones up sometimes.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.